long-awaited tutorial. Recently got to glam my friend Kathleen for her Abercrombie shoot. It's a very signature me glam, if I do say so myself, so let's break it down. Brows before base, I used Anastasia Brow Freeze Gel. The thing about the shoot was it was hot and the makeup needed to last from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Like, I'm talking middle of the heat wave in New York in a warehouse that basically did not have AC. So all of the makeup needed to be really lightweight, really buildable, and I needed to control shine the entire time. I used the tiniest bit of Augustina splatter on her, just in the high points. I prepped her skin with the Radiance pads from First Aid Beauty. And I just have to say this because it is true. I prepped her skin for her skin type. I have a video on my app, Skin Prep by Skin Type. Watch that because it matters. Her entire makeup look was basically my long wear tutorial on my app. I created this for 12-hour makeup. So all of the techniques I teach in that video, I did on Kathleen because I needed her makeup to last 10 hours. I also did things for my sweatproof base tutorial. If you want more in-depth educational videos, subscribe to my app because there's a plethora of knowledge on how I did this look. I started underpainting with the Mario Shaping Serum. It's on the high points of the face, kind of where you would get bronzed by the sun. Formula is basically like watercoloring, like it dries down, it's really thin, so it's perfect for summer and it's perfect for underpainting. The theme with the base is that everything is really light. I knew that she was going to produce oils throughout the day. Talking with my hands! I wanted everything to be really light and not too thick and weigh her down. Contour the face, we went in with the Dior stick, applying a little on the back of my hand with a small dense brush, enhancing any natural shadows. Suggest you do that face to find them. You pick it up off your hand, you're just getting such lighter weight of the product versus drawing on. A little on the jawline because we were taking a bunch of photo and video content, so I wanted her to feel snatched but natural at the same time. Now I'm drawing the shape but then dragging it down the neck. You need the shadow to continue down your neck for it to actually look real. To shape the inner portion, I use this Victoria Beckham stick, a travertine. I always love taking things into this brow, carving out the eye, starting the contour eye process. Enhance your lips. Contouring is super important, but also concealing and adding brightness. True Kelly fashion, we mixed about 8 different concealers. Just kidding, just like 3, but I'm gonna go in with the Natasha, put it on the back of my hand, flat brush, lightly create shape. I never take it all the way up to the lash line. Pat it in where you want coverage. The things that you want to pull forward here, just to lift. And my crooked ass nose. The key of this step is to look high contrast. A lot of dark, a lot of bright. Harsh lines are encouraged. Harsh-ish. It's an art. Soft blend, but you need to see that dimension because everything is going to neutralize with the foundation step. Patrick Tosh, she goes to the gym. I like underpainting with blush too because I think it just shines through gorgeously. Use a little bit of a liquid highlight. This is from Rare, shade Exhilarate. I love this because it has a liquid formula with a dry down, which is important for hot climates. Right on these high points. Nose. We didn't need a lot of highlight because she was going to be sweating, like I said, but I wanted this to like really glisten in photographs because everything goes kind of flat. Clean up the eye with the remnants, whatever's left on this brush, just to get a little bit of the snatch. You don't need to add extra product. Favorite part of the underpainting process is foundation. Surprise, surprise, Armani Luminous Silk. Mixed in a little Chanel Levasia's tube, put it in to a large, flat, dense brush. You watch the magic happen as you stamp this over the whole face. Very light pressure, everything will neutralize. This becomes lighter, this becomes darker, and everything becomes more natural looking. Mixed a bunch of powders, but the majority of it was this Mario powder. Fluffy eyeshadow brush for the areas that need the most mattification. This powder is the perfect like light texture where you can bake with it and it's not going to be too crazy, so I put a little bit onto a sponge, and then the areas that I want extra shine control, I pressed it in. Because she was wearing makeup all day, we ended up kind of pressing it all over the face. For eyes, I used a few cream shadows, Armani, MAC. Let's go in with the Mario ones. We're gonna start with Sandstone, right on the inner corner. Buff it out. Love using some sort of cream shadow or liquid shadows because they typically have a good dry down and they just last and they're so easy to work with. Mix mauve, kind of did like pink warm tones and chestnut. I mixed that. Perfect. Apply it on the outer edge. So I basically was doing darker on the outer, lighter on the inner with my cream shadows, using a dense detailer brush from KJH. And I'm gonna take this underneath the eyes as well. And deepen it up with a little bit of espresso. More intentional, closer to the lash line here. My favorite thing about makeup that I try to always teach on the app and on here, I don't think enough people say it, less about the products and more about the techniques. Like, it doesn't matter that I used different shadow sticks or even different tones. Like, placement is the thing that you should practice and use whatever you have at home. You don't need to buy something new, just go try what you have at home. You can use a concealer, a bronzer, you can use a contour. Try with what you have at home and get creative, but just practice the shape. So a little bit of darker on the outer, lighter on the inner, just to brighten the eye. The deepest shade, and just tickled it along the lash line. Limitless Brown from Makeup Forever, just to add the tiniest bit of a shadowing. Using the shape of the brush to help me snatch it outwards. Products like these will stretch far, so a little goes a long way. You don't need to draw on that line. Deposit a little product, use a tool to stretch it. If I would have drawn this on with a pencil, my eyeliner would be out to here. Set her eye with translucent powder, and then I used eyeshadows adjacent to all of the cream steps. Are we even surprised? Focused these three on an inner corner just to brighten. Mixed these two, swept it across, is that a word? Swept it across her lid. Give that supermodel kind of angel energy. I'm doing the lightest down the center portion of the eye to catch the light when you blink, but this just gives luminosity. She did her mascara with her favorite brown tubing mascara. I need to get which one it was. I'm gonna use Make Waves from Tower 28 and Drift. This look is quite literally longwear tutorial to a T. We touched up her blushes all freaking day. Always used a mineralized formula, whether it was Kosas, whether it was Dior, Hourglass, but the point is to just lightly buff this kind of right under the eye on top of the powdered portion. I'm gonna give glow, so control shine because it's a powder. These are the shades Euphoria and Heartbeat. And just for an extra something, a cream right on top at the end. I wanted to layer all of these things so that she didn't look flat. Road Peggy right on the apples, and we're keeping it very close to the apples in the nose. I don't want it to blow all over with the cream texture. I just want it to give life to the cheek right there. Wipe off your lip mask, powder your lips. I'd be lying if I said the lip wasn't 10 million things, but I started with Iconic Nude from Charlotte Tilbury right in the center, so I wanted to define her cupid's bow with this. We used Mario Almond just to cover the entire lip. Because this was a shoot where she was shooting lifestyle fashion content, I didn't want it to look like her lips were lined intensely. Obviously they're gonna look lined, but we wanted to buff out the edges. So I used a small brush like so, light pressure, buff out the lip lines and look just like your lips are floating and not like lined. A little bit of cream. She goes to the gym. Tapped on the lip to give a pink flush. And used Fenty Blazing Donut. This lip evolved over time, but this is kind of the beginning stages of the lip. And I pressed it in to get that shine, but still not be glossy. It's not gonna wear as fast because it's just a little bit of shine and not a true gloss. The lip got glossier as time went on, but this was like pretty much the vibe from the beginning. If you like these type of videos, you would love my app. I pour my blood, sweat, and tears into this app. It is my brain dumped into an app that I fund myself. I created it for you guys who love long format content, who love education. Obviously, I'm a makeup artist, so everything I'm learning while I'm working with clients, I'm sharing it on my app. I gotta stop talking with my hands, but I am so passionate about it, and I am here to share my resources. I'm trying to make the industry that way, where like education is at an affordable level and you can learn what celebrity makeup artists are doing, what their kit is like, what tips and tricks they're using on clients. So that's why I always get this spiel. I love my app, and if you like these, you would like those. So that's all.